This is a weekly educational live webinar sponsored by Beautiful Forever University, something that's been my dream forever to get the university up and running. Really excited about that. And I'm from New York, so I say, can we talk? And I say it like it is after 35 years in this industry. You have to be honest. We're looking for questions and answers today. We'd like you to leave your email. If we don't get to you, one of us will get back to you. If not, I personally will get back to you today for sure. To make sure that we answer. We're looking for questions and answers today. We'd like you to leave your email. If we don't get to you, one of us will get back to you. If not, I personally will get back to you today for sure, to make sure that we answer. We're looking for questions and answers today. We'd like you to leave your email. If we don't get to you, one of us will get back to you. If not, I personally today for sure, to make sure that we answer. We're looking for questions and answers today. We'd like you to leave your email. If we don't get to you, one of us will get back to you. If not, I personally today for sure, to make sure that we answer. We're looking for questions and answers today. We'd like you to leave your email. If we don't get to you, one of us will get back to you. There's technical difficulties. I have to hear myself twice. That's scary. Okay, so something is on. Well, we're struggling to fill our schedule. All of us have the same issues, so we're here together to consider rethinking all of the growth strategies. And today's title is Struggling to Fill Your Schedules and Rethinking Your Strategies. So we're going to give you homework for the weekend, so get ready. And what can you do now moving forward? What can you do different now that you haven't done in the past? Last year was not the same, and we don't know that this year is going to be the same. So what can you do now that you didn't do a year ago? We'll discuss that today with Dr. Gallo. But we're all a little bit out of our comfort zones, and I think it's important that we dedicate time to creating new programs, new projects, new ways to grow our businesses, as I am here with you today. So it is a unique situation. Dr. Gallo actually has a great situation where there's cross-marketing with a non-competing practice that helps to grow his Miami practice. And I've been following him for well over 20 years. And he's our guest today. And we have his bio, which I will go over with you. And we'll start making some changes with Dr. Gallo. And the bio page will go up. And he's a board-certified plastic surgeon based out of Miami. He's more than 23 years of experience. I actually think he has a lot more years than that because I met him a long time ago when he was right outside of Miami. And he's an expert in skincare, rejuvenation, anti-aging procedures, as well as surgical procedures. And he's published many, many journals and lectures all over the world. We've lectured together, and that's how we know each other. And he was the proud owner of Miami Institute, which was an amazing first in a hotel on Brickell Avenue in the Four Seasons, which was amazing. I was so happy to be part of that project. So there's lots of upcoming trends in the industry, and Dr. Gallo's always on top of it. And we'll actually show you one of his live fun videos in a little while. And so Dr. Gallo should be live now and should be on with us.
Yep, I'm here.
Okay, that's great. I'm so excited that you're here to join us today.
Me too, Cheryl. It's always good to see you after so many years of friendship and professional, camaraderie. It's great always to be with you.
And I'm happy to have you here with me today. And I'm actually wearing pearls, so you can give us some pearls today. And so sharing pearls, I know that we talked about, what's working now in this new environment, what might be a little bit different. And we talked a little bit about how you were doing more virtual consults to help to bring in, how you are combining and getting leads from another source. And maybe you want to tell us a little bit about that.
Well, sure. I think going back to the beginning of this pandemic and the situation, which is sort of different for everybody, and we live in a very high touch industry. So you dealing with skincare and people's skin, and me and surgery. We're used to meeting people face to face, and that's also part of the process of developing a trusting relationship with the patient. So when this whole thing started, even though we weren't meeting with patients and we were on lockdown because we were obviously elective procedures were stopped, we were on lockdown. Immediately, we initiated continued contact with all of our patients. So my entire staff, even though they were home, and I kept my entire staff, I made sure that they were, taken care of. So we immediately started calling all of our patients. And again, just as a way of saying, hello, how are you? Is everybody in your family fine? How are you dealing with this? Not to sell them anything, not to do anything, but to show a real honest, caring, and concern, because it is sort of a very devastating situation. So we initiated that, and we found that a lot of patients wanted to still communicate, even if it was online, but they wanted to communicate online. So I did follow-ups from my home online, and we did consults virtually. And even though, I mean, you already mentioned how old I am, basically, by virtue of the fact that we've known each other for so long. But even though I'm an old timer, so to speak, and I never thought that that online virtual consultations would turn into anything, we live in a different generation, a different time, and people love to communicate virtually. And at least half a dozen of the consults that I did during the 2 months that we were on lockdown have converted to cases. It's really incredible. Some of them have come in, of course, and we've met them afterwards that we opened up. But the virtual consults are a great way for patients to sit at home in their office or bedroom, communicate with me, get information, and make a decision. It's really been interesting. And even before the pandemic, I was doing virtual consults from before for patients from long distance, before they fly down to see me from New York or from even Boca or the Keys or somewhere else out of range of my office. Right. They would like to do a virtual consult just to get an initial feel for me, for the procedure, what they needed. Of course, anything could change when I meet them in person, but it was a good initial consult or initial way to get in touch with the patient.
No, I think that's great, because you're building that relationship, that trust and that bond, which is so important. And then you get to see the patient, you get to talk to them. Okay. And even if you're not giving medical advice, you're still really starting to build that bond. So to close the deals, did you think you had to offer them patient financing options to pay it out? Was money an issue for them? Like, what were the obstacles when you did the virtual consults?
It's interesting. I thought that people would use the pandemic as a tool for asking for discounts, but nobody really has been asking for discounts. And the same remains true in terms of financing options. We offer care credit in the office, and that works well for a lot of patients. Really, the financial has not been a big obstacle.
Do you think that somebody would do a bundling or multiple services if they knew, like, care credit, for instance, was an option, and care credit has where you could pay it out now, a new stimulus plan, 18 months versus 12 months, and somebody could pay $200 instead of $300 for argument's sake, just for a number. Do you think that would help, especially those that maybe not in such great financial shape right now after what's going on?
Yeah, well, it's always a good idea to bundle and to discount for bundling, because it's better for the patient, it's better for you, they get a better result, they're happier, and they talk better about you. So, once you're in the OR or in the office and you've opened everything up, it makes it much more economic for us as a provider to provide services on a multiple basis. And of course, the care credit, financing options that allow them to pay things off over a period of time makes it very attractive for patients who want something now, but they don't necessarily have the money, accumulated now. And especially with all the expenses that we're having, additional expenses, it really helps.
Yeah, the extra PPP expenses, and also seeing half the amount of patients in a full day. Do you feel, after talking to some, practices all over the country, and I know you're based out of Miami, but are people looking for, like, quick fixes now, or do they just want to get into surgery right now?
It's interesting. We've seen everything from, after we opened, we've only been open like 10 days now, but from the beginning, what we saw a lot of was a lot of people coming in for, the quick fix, the injectables, neurotoxins, fillers, threading, all those sort of small procedures that, people have been cooped up for a couple of months. And despite that, it's a devastating situation. Everybody wants to feel like they're getting back to normal somehow, like they have some type of regularity to their life. And so the small procedures make them feel refreshed, make them feel better. And it's really been a good starter. Surgeries, really nobody that was booked from before surgery, from before the pandemic, has canceled. Everybody has just postponed their procedure. So we've been fortunate in that sense. And people are booking more procedures now also. So I don't know if they have more time, at home, so they're looking in the mirror more, or what it is. But it's been a good response. Patients have been sort of responding well and been happy with coming in. But we're just being able to get out of the house and coming into an office and getting a procedure.
Yeah, I mean, I went to a couple of offices this week and I was a little nervous. I mean, I wore my mask. I was like, okay, am I doing this right? What do I do about my glasses? Do I put them away before I get in there? I don't want to touch anything. And I knew that I was in sterile environments, but it's still a little bit scary. And I have to fly next week. I'm wondering, okay, do I wear goggles or just the mask? Like, I guess we'll get more comfortable in time, but right now everything is just so new.
Well, that's the key. I think that's one of the keys to growing the practice during this time, because you have to make the patient feel safe. You have to develop a safe environment for them. And so we've instituted all the guidelines and protocols in terms of social distancing by making appointments at a very separated time. So whereas before we used to see patients maybe every 10, 15 minutes, we see them now every 30, 40 minutes. So we give them space so that when they're in the office, they're basically either alone or with one other patient. We have multiple waiting rooms, or we have actually treatment suites, which we've converted into sort of waiting rooms. So patients can wait individually and separate. We only allow the patient and maybe one other person to accompany them, so that we keep the amount of people in a closed environment small. We clean and sanitize everything after every patient. As you can see in the slide there, everybody's wearing a mask, the provider and the patient, and we work around that. So you have to continue to develop that trusting relationship. And even though a doctor's office is probably the safest place you can be, because we're constantly sanitizing the high touch areas like knobs, doors, entrances, desks. We clean the chair and sanitize everything. We're wearing masks. We know how to prevent contagious diseases because we know how to use PPEs and gloves. And we do this normally on a normal basis. But the idea in the patient's head is that, I'm going to a medical office where maybe there's contamination, and it's quite the opposite. But yeah, you have to continue to develop that trust, develop protocols, and explain to the patient. Again, communication with patients is key, because you want to convey to them the idea that, look, it's not like before, so you're going to come in alone. We're going to clean everything, but we're doing this for your safety. I'm going to be wearing a mask. The staff is going to be wearing a mask. So whereas before it was a very touchy-feeling, warm, your family come in, we hug, come in, take care, have a seat. It's a little bit more distance because we have to, but you want to create that warmth and you want to communicate with them beforehand. Listen, when you come in, you're going to be alone. Everybody's going to be wearing a mask, but it's for your safety and for our safety. And if you communicate with the patient, everybody loves it. They feel much better and they feel much more relaxed and comfortable coming into an office.
No, and I agree with that for sure. So now getting to marketing and the marketing mix.
Right.
And one of our next slides will show one of your fun personality videos. But when you talk about a marketing mix to a practice that doesn't have a lot of patients coming in, they want to get new patients through the door. What's been working for you as far as marketing goes? Newsletters, videos, posts, social media?
Well, number one for us is still word of mouth. A happy patient will speak volumes to a lot of people. So you want to make sure you have a lot of happy patients out there speaking well about you, and that's going to be your best referral source. The second source is internet. Believe it or not, again, I'm an old-time country doc, and I never thought that people would find doctors on the internet and social media, but it's true, they do. So it's very important to have a multi-disciplinary or multifaceted presence online. And that includes everything from an excellent website with good SEO that points to you, a complete text that is identifying you as the expert in the area, social media from Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. A lot of people are doing TikTok. I haven't gotten into TikTok yet, even though that's the fastest growing social media platform now. But it's for a younger demographic, really. And so I personally am not going to be on the TikTok for now.
You like to dance, though.
I mean, it's about dancing and young guys and stuff like that. But nobody has a shirt on. It's like crazy. So, but that is not as effective. But Instagram, Facebook still continue to reach a lot of people, and we do post on that, and we do paid campaigns for certain areas. So when we offer every month, we try to offer one particular special or one discounted procedure that will attract people, whether it's just doing upper lids in the office, or whether we do a package of neurotoxin and fillers. Again, on special occasions, Mother's Day, Valentine's, all that stuff, is really good to do posts like that, which people will respond to. On the surgical side, before and afters work very well to excite patients and tell them about the results, because everybody likes to see before and afters. To bring in new clients, really, I find discounting coupons, all that type of stuff works very well in terms of bringing in new clients for, let's say, Valentine's. You want to do like a lip treatment, so you offer different neurotoxins or fillers for the lips, and that tends to bring in people. So yeah.
And I know that you did a lot of videos, and I watched some of your videos. And the next slide we're actually going to show now, we have one of your videos. And my clients often complain that they don't get enough sales from videos, or I find that they're just rambling on. They forget to like really mention important things because they're just nervous about doing a video.
The thing about videos, well, this video that you're going to see is just a fun video because I like to maintain the humanity of the physician. You don't want to be like the guy on the pedestal or the person on the pedestal looking down on patients. You want to be sort of relatable to people. And when you're going through a tough time like this pandemic, we did this little fun video. But videos work very well. I have videos on my website, and I have videos on Instagram. And honestly, the problem with videos is that people tend to ramble on, don't deliver a message, and you have to really sort of be quick, because when I look at a video, I look at the first 30 seconds. If it doesn't get me, I go to the next one, because it can drag on. So my things are like 30 seconds, basically saying, Botox is a neurotoxin. It's used to relax the muscle, to remove the wrinkles. It gives you a fresher appearance in the forehead, eyes, and between the brows. Boom. Something quick and easy like that delivers a message. It tells the people that you know what you're talking about, that you're the expert, and it doesn't bore them. Because otherwise, people's attention span nowadays is very, very short, and there's so much to go through in terms of media online that you will be lost. So you want to do something quick, easy, to the point, with a message.
And I totally get that, because I'm going to start like 3 pearls in 5 minutes segments on Facebook Live and Instagram Live soon, when we have these type of interviews, which I love the most, and we have more interaction. Of course, they're going to be longer. But sometimes there needs to be a call to action. There needs to be good information, like you're saying, to the point. And I think just a lot of professionals need to practice. And I do write scripts for them if they need it. There are teleprompters. There is lighting. There is things you could do. And not everything has to be professionally done. Like right now, we're not on professionally. Except we're on Zoom and Facebook Live. And maybe if we made it to YouTube today, I don't know. We'll find out when we're finished. But basically, they could just be fun, showing the personality, not always very serious, like you said, but yet engaging. And interesting, exactly. This video that we're going to show now really shows just your personality and who you are, not that you're just somebody in a white coat and, a stiff kind of guy, which you're definitely not. So we're going to play that right now. There might be a delay, but it'll go on.
Dr. Gallo, can I have some Botox, please? Sure. Thank you, Dr. Gallo. Thank you, Dr. Gallo. Thank you, Dr. Gallo. Thank you so much.
And when we posted that video, we had some graphics on the screen that said, 6 feet of distance, social distancing with Botox and stuff. Sort of, still keeping people informed, engaged about what we do, and making a little fun of, a very horrible situation that we're all, entrenched in. But again, it like you said, it engages, it keeps the people. And I had so many positive responses from that, and so many DM, the direct messaging that, oh my God, that's so funny. Thank you for the laugh. We love it. I can't wait to get back. Let's do the Botox when I get back. As soon as I want to see them, I want to see you. So, and you want to be on the forefront of people's mind. And that's what the internet will do.
Yeah. And I think what you're doing is great. I think making these videos are great. I don't know if we have any questions yet, but as soon as the questions come up, I will let you know. And if not, we can answer them later. But I want people to ask us questions. That's why I'm doing these. And, we also talk about maybe doing virtual events. Maybe right now is not the time, but in the next few weeks, people will say, okay, let's do something different. I don't know that they're going to come out to a party in Miami or New York or LA so fast.
Honestly, I wouldn't do parties. One, because I don't think people will respond. Two, I don't think it's a responsible thing to do right now. To have, the CDC just released information that the most common route of transmission is a lot of people in an enclosed space. Right. So for that reason, it's not a good idea to do, that type of stuff. I think virtual online is still good. We have that, the best source of patients is your own database already, because from those patients, and internal marketing always has been more powerful than external marketing. It costs less to get a new patient from your existing patient database than to find a new one out there. So constantly marketing. And when I mean marketing, in medicine, what I'm trying to say is inform, teach, be in contact, show concern for your current patients, and that will generate new patients for you.
And you put them in groups. So I know you might do a percentage of men, opposed to you might do the younger teens with rhinoplasties, and then you have their grandmothers to do facelifts. So I'm wondering, when you target your emails, do you target to groups, or you just target to the whole audience?
We send it to the whole audience, because you never know if grandma's going to see it and says, oh, little Julio wants a nose job, and now is the time to go, or the other way around. Also, gifting is still popular, and we have a lot of patients that buy gift certificates for family members or friends as gifts for Mother's Day or whatever. So we sort of the e-blast go to the entire database. Obviously, social media and all those other things depends on who's following you.
And also, you're involved with BioStation, where you're the plastic surgeon, you have your own practice, but you cross-refer. And I think that's a really good, I love the concept of it. I know them from up here in Delray when they, first opened. But I'm wondering how you would recommend, or how that works, because they're not competitors, and they're feeding you surgical and injectable patients, which is perfect.
Right. So the idea there is that patients that do the things that I perform industries in terms of, looking fresher, younger, injectable surgeries, things like that, are already geared toward an entire lifestyle change, not just simply doing my eyes or getting a little Botox. So those patients that want to do the things that I do also do things like hormone replacements, IV vitamins, nutritional consultations, skincare, etc. So I have associations with different practices. My practice is located within a wellness center. So a lot of the wellness patients are already geared towards doing things. So they'll be doing IVs or hormone replacements, but then they'll say, well, my eyes don't look so good, or I'm drooping here. And then they'll come over to me and do the things that, get services that I perform. And the same thing, patients that want to look younger also want to feel better on the inside. So I send them patients. I also am associated with different skincare studios in the city, and skincare is very important. I don't do any of it here in the office, so it's not competitive. So I send them patients for skincare, and then they send me patients for the treatments that I do. And hair salons are also great sources of referrals. So you want to develop relationship with different stylists because they are in people's hair all day long, and that's where we hide incisions. And they're captive for 1 hour, 2 hours. If they're doing color and stuff, you know, you're talking about maybe 3, 4 hours. So hairstylists are a great source of referrals. Skincare salons, hairstylists, wellness centers, all the other avenues that feed and funnel you patients. And you'll be surprised, nail salons, you'll be surprised if you go out and meet the owners of these places, how welcoming they will be, because they'll be like, oh my God, everybody's always asking me, where do I go and you know, and get my fillers and stuff. And it's great to see you and meet you. So, you know, you go do meetings, take them out. Well, now you can't go out to dinner, but take cards and whatever type of relationships that you can develop in that way will also feed you patients. Especially when you're starting, that's a great way to develop trust. Especially by a third degree, you know, party endorsement, print ads, things like that, radio ads. They work for the higher volume type practices, less boutique, and I don't do that, but.
And somebody in New York just asked a question, and they wanted to know, they're first going to be opening up next week, I think it is. And they want to know, should they just be calling the patients and trying to rebook them now? Obviously, you know.
Absolutely. I think maintaining, well, first of all, I hope that things in New York get better soon for you all. But I would definitely be in contact with patients. And again, a lot of it is, you know, we're an earnest a feeling of concern and caring for them. Are you okay? Is your family okay? I hope you weren't affected by this. And we're going to open up, and here we are to, you know, help you out in whatever way we can. And again, convey to them, when you come in, it's going to be a little different. Everybody's going to be wearing masks. Don't be offended. You know, there's going to be a distance. We're not going to shake your hand. We're not going to hug you. It's going to feel a little bit more distant, but it's for your safety. And if you tell them it's for your safety and you're concerned about them, then it's received very, very well. What you don't want to do ever is shock a patient. So you don't want to, you know, in any way, now or before, you always want to let them know what's going to go on, because fear is the biggest deterrent to coming in.
Yeah, I'm sure, especially when they're thinking about, oh my God, I might need surgery, or needles are going in my face, or, you know.
Right.
So
well, and the idea out there in the public is any medical place is going to be infected with COVID.
Right.
That's automatically what they're thinking, because it's just in the media is, you know, is doing this number on people's heads. So you want to tell them, no, this is a safe place for you. We sanitize more than any other. We're probably cleaner than your house, you know, because we're constantly going over everything with these chemicals that kill bacteria and viruses and pathogens. So you want to make sure that they are aware that you are taking care of them.
Right, which makes a lot of sense. And then we have another question. When you do your videos, do you do your practice, or do you just go and do them, or you make sure you're in your office or you practice?
It varies. Sometimes, yeah, I mean, it's nice to get a little bit of a script, especially if you're doing something a little bit more informative about a procedure. When we do playful things, if it comes out wrong at the beginning, you know, I do a couple of takes and stuff. But the ones that we do informing patients about procedures, we like to have a little bit of a script, because when you're talking, you want it to be natural and conversational, but you want to deliver certain points, and so you want to make sure that you convey those points, and that you're not doing too much of the you know, you want to be conversational, like you're just talking to your friend.
Yeah, you have to make believe like you're doing a consult, or you're just talking to somebody. I have a hard time even myself just talking to a camera with no feedback. I like to see the smiles. I like to see the people. I'm a people person.
Absolutely. Yes.
And there was another question from California. They're also going to be opening up, they hope soon. I don't know that they have a date yet, from the person that just sent a question in. Mm-hmm. But they wanted to know, to get people through the door and to get them booked right away with non-invasive, I guess, injectables, fillers, facials, peels? Do they need to offer any specials to get people in and to book right away?
I haven't had a problem offering specials and discounts and things of that nature. People are just happy that we're opening and that the services are available. If you want to do one special just to get them in, that's fine. But remember, unfortunately, from the provider side, our costs are not going to go down. Our costs, and maybe they'll be even higher, because with the shortage of PPEs that they have to redevelop and everything, it may even be more expensive for us. We'll see how it goes. It's only been 10 days that we've been open, but I don't think that discounting is the way to develop a practice necessarily. I'd rather focus on developing good service, developing expert care and results. And that's going to take you farther than discounting. Now, if you have an association with certain companies that make fillers and neurotoxins, then you want to talk to them, because they can offer you certain coupons or free bottles or free things that then you can offer to your patients as a benefit, and that could be helpful just to kickstart you a little bit.
Yeah, even Brilliant Distinctions has something that'll be up in probably about 30 days, but like $100 off, I think. Yes. I saw. And so people should take advantage of those, and they can use those also to their benefit. But
and those coupons that they offer are great to post on social media. You get a really good response from that.
Yeah, I think you're right, and I think that's good. Lots of great takeaways, and I totally thank you for being here today and taking the time out from your busy schedule. And hopefully we can have you on again for more information. I wish you good luck, and I hope I can get to see you real soon and come to Miami. And it was great hearing your insights today, and I'm sure everybody did appreciate them. But if there's any other questions that people haven't asked yet, I'll send them over to you.
Please.
And the Beautiful Forever University put together, we're trying to do an economic stimulus package for ourselves too, as being consultants. So we're offering a package which is amazing, but it's 2 hours of consulting on the phone, mystery phone call, practice assessment, evaluation, and we're charging $99. So we're trying to make it affordable to everybody. And the ebook, by the way, Beautifully Profitable, which you were in on my very first book that I'm working on now, again, redoing, but the Beautifully Profitable is in its 6th edition. I mean, things go fast. It's like up to over 320 pages. And so we're offering 50% off the ebook, which is great. And all they have to do is put in the discount code PROFIT. And so I'm really excited to have spent the time with you today. I appreciate you for all of your pearls and wisdom, and I look forward to seeing you soon.
It's great to see you. Thank you for including me, and I hope that the next time we see, we can give you a hug.
Oh, I would love you. Give the best hugs. Thank you, and have a great weekend.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everybody. Be safe. Be well.
Thank you.